Westside for athletes. I'm going to comment on this because a lot of people were really upset by this. A lot of people really liked it. A lot of people shared it. Strength Coach Network. Shout out to Kier. I don't understand why people worked up over this. At first glance, you're like, oh, what the fuck is this shit? And then you go listen to it, and the message is basically, chasing maximal strength won't necessarily make you a better athlete. It's like, well, no shit. Everyone knows that. Let me tell you a little story. This has nothing to do with Westside. I coached minor pro football. There were guys in there. Man, they were fucking unbelievable. I had a defensive lineman, right? And he was squatting like over 700 pounds on a consistent basis. That's fucking impressive. He plays minor pro football. And he sat the bench. But by far, he was the strongest player on the team. I mean, if you put a barbell on that guy's back, and he could bench like you wouldn't believe. In fact, I remember there was this one guy on the team. A lot of them were interesting because a lot of them had been in prison, and then they got out and played minor pro football, and they definitely had that prison strength, right? These guys were like freaky fucking strong. But they weren't any good at football, which is why they played minor pro. Okay? They're not playing in the NFL. And I remember this one guy, he was fucking jacked. Like, he looked like someone took a bowling ball, cut it in half, and just stuck him on his chest, his pecs. Like, he just had the biggest fucking pecs I've ever seen. And he banged out like 42 reps of the 225 bench. Close grip. What the fuck? Yeah. He was crazy fucking jacked. Super strong. Sat the bench. So I don't know why people are surprised by this or upset by this. Well, Westside isn't good for athletes because chasing maximal squat, bench, and deadlift won't make you a better player. It's like, this is the most benign comment ever made. It's like, there's nothing outrageous about this. I don't know why people are worked up over it. So in any case, in my opinion, right, Ms. Chan's opinion, as if anyone gives a fuck what my opinion is, yeah, of course you can use Westside with athletes. There's no reason you can't. You want to know the great part about it? You don't have to do a competition squat. You don't have to do a competition bench. And you don't have to do a competition style deadlift. So this tells me that we can do max effort work with a safety bar. We can do box squats. We can use a football bar for their bench press. That's a lot easier on your shoulders. And you know what? We'll use trap bar deadlifts because who the fuck cares? You don't have to do a competition style deadlift, so we'll use a trap bar. Okay. How about deficit pulls? Yeah, that's fine too because you don't have to use a competition style deadlift. We can do rack pulls. We can do incline bench presses. We can do incline bench presses with a football bar. Oh, shit. What if we took a safety squat bar and then got camber attachments for it? So now you're doing a camber bar squat, but it's also a cambered safety squat bar. Well, it's still max effort, isn't it? And to be clear, I'm quoting Verkhoshansky here. This is not Chad's opinion. Westside is actually a concurrent method, not conjugate. Something to consider there. Because the sport is powerlifting. That's important to consider. So if your sport is powerlifting, you're doing Westside, it's actually a concurrent program rather than a conjugate. But in any case, yeah, Westside isn't great for athletes. If your goal is maximal strength, then that doesn't necessarily make them better. Sure. That actually, that's not that shocking of a statement. So I was actually kind of disappointed. I thought it was going to be something much more controversial, and it really isn't. If it was just a matter of being strong, I would have gone a lot further in sports. So that sucks, but that's the truth. Like me walking in and snatching more than anyone else in the whole team, doesn't mean that I play well. Nope. It's like whenever people ask me what it was like to play juniors, and I'm like, I wouldn't know. I kind of just sat the bench. But I sat the bench at a very high level. I mean, like, I wasn't just an average bench warmer. I was really good at it. In fact, I will throw this out there for any of you that are connected to NHL teams. Give me a call. Even at the age of 39, I'm confident that I can still sit the bench better than anyone else. Seriously. Like, make me a third string goalie even. It doesn't matter. I've never played goalie, but I bet that I can sit on that bench at a level that no one has ever even approached. It would completely change the way the NHL exists. I would change the game forever by sitting on the bench. It's because I talk. I talk a lot, and I talk trash, and I, say shit, which is what makes me special. Yeah. So, anyways, the point being here, all these people upset about this whole Westside thing. Oh, Westside doesn't work for athletes, or people who are excited about it. Westside doesn't work for athletes. Because, I don't know, you have this irrational hate for Louis, right? Like 90% of what Louis said was correct, and you agree with it, but you're going to quibble over the 10% that you disagreed with. Yeah, that's like people that have this irrational hate for Rip. It's like, Mark Ripito is not that shocking of a person. Like, 99% of what he says is really boring and pretty standard. Like, lift weights, add weight to the bar. Eat a lot. And then people get pissed off because he's like, well, the low bar back squat's better than the high bar. And you're like, oh, that's the part that got me. God damn him. He's like the liver king. So, anyways, that's a long drawn out explanation here. But yeah, so big shocker. Maximal strength doesn't make you a better athlete. But you know what? Being really weak won't make you a good athlete either. So, we can discuss this, but in the short version on this is that, of course you can use Westside. Just don't use it to turn your football players into powerlifters. Duh.